Welcome to Leadership in 320. I am Brennan.
I'm Mitchell.
And we're back.
Double wave.
We are back. Tis the holiday season.
To be jolly.
It is the most wonderful time of the year. You feel that, Charlie? Most wonderful time of the year?
I think every part of the year is the most wonderful part of the year.
Think so, huh?
Just happy to be here.
Huh?
Just happy to be here, you know. There's always something good cooking. Though I will say I like the holidays. Seems like people are usually a little bit happier. No?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm happier.
Maybe.
I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I mean, it's definitely it can be stressful if you want it to be.
I think it's just because you like to eat.
That could be it.
You like goodies.
I love me some goodies. Are you checking out my goodies now or what?
What? No.
Yeah, I mean, that's
looking at the black and blue with the pink socks.
They're not pink. They're red with a purple emblem on them.
I think they're Ashley's.
They would be if I let her take them. Can't share socks.
This evening, we are going to visit about, how there's good times, there's bad times, and, there's challenges all around. But, ultimately, your attitude during times where things aren't going so hot,
CC Turlo, attack the hills.
Attack the hills, the cross country reference.
One more reference.
From who?
Your local urologist. You know what he's going to say?
Why does it have to be a he?
You know what they are going to say?
I've actually seen a urologist and it was a woman.
They will say, "This too shall pass." I've never seen a urologist. I just felt like
seen doctor.
I've never.
You probably have seen one. You just didn't know they were a urologist.
I have never gone to the clinic specifically to see a urologist. Probably will at some point getting older. And because I said he, I realized that it could be a he or she. But personally, I might be more comfortable if he was a man.
This too shall pass, but might come with some blood, sweat, and tears, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one there'll be more of. I think there's going to be a very heavy correlation between the three.
An equal amount.
I would guess probably. I'm a heavy sweater anyway. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of sweat. Hopefully a limit on the blood.
The other two will definitely equate with each other. Stop now.
It's not tears and just water coming out of my eyes.
Oh, anyways. So, here's the example as I told you, is we were visiting about this time of year, it's when illness of sorts starts ravaging our places of work and everywhere else for that matter. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Woofda.
He's bringing the energy tonight.
He's bringing the energy tonight. What the heck was that? Okay. You sound like one of the aliens from Space Jam. I just watching that today.
It's a good movie.
He's bringing energy tonight.
Carry on.
I'm going to bring it now. I'm awake. I'm ready to rock.
Bring some tape in here.
Can't remember what I was saying. Oh, if one is unfortunate enough to catch a stomach bug of sorts, I just think of this, if you think of vulnerable in a bad spot, that's what my mind goes to right now. So if you're literally on your knees in the bathroom, if your head's in the toilet and you're literally just, I can just picture that exact mindset. But please, if this can pass, I promise I'll be so thankful. It'll be so great. Working on this and that, as soon as one, conquers that mountain and gets beyond it, that thought that you had at that point seems to be rather fleeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you forget about that in a real hurry.
Well, we said that's kind of, to me, I can't remember if I've stated this on here before, but you're saying that, it just the fleeting part, it just kind of reminds me of the whole thing, the guy in in the completely packed parking lot, and he's just like, God, if you can just please help me find a parking spot here, you know, I'll be a better person, I'll change, you know, kind of a thing. And immediately a car backs out, he pulls in, he's like, never mind. I got one. It's like,
Rain check.
it's like you said, this like the fleeting of, you know, come on, please, you know,
Just
let me have whatever. And then it's just like, nope, how quickly one can forget.
That was just a goof. It was just a goof.
I was kidding. I'm not going to burn that one this time.
I didn't mean it.
No.
I didn't mean it. I was like the guy, Mitchell, you like this, even though it doesn't relate. Anytime I have a chance to bring it up, it's just like that guy that hits himself in the head with a hammer. You know why he hits himself in the head with a hammer, Mitchell?
I do.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Because he hits himself in the head with a hammer over and over and over again. And ask him why. Why do they ask? What does he say when they ask him, why do you keep hitting yourself in the head with a hammer? Because it feels so good when I stop. That's why I do it.
I've shared that with a couple people, and they don't think it's as funny as I do.
I think it's funny. I think it's real funny. But yeah, know what I mean? It is. Those times are, you know, like I said, fleeting. Same thing, you know, up in the North Country as we live, the Canucks. You had a few people thinking for a while in college that you were a Canuck, that you were way up north. But, you know, there's all kinds of critters running around up in this country, depending upon the season and the time of day. But, you know, you think of that, you know, if a deer runs out or whatever, and, you know, it's a close call, and it's like, oh, my God, thank God, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, today's going to be a really good day because we could have started like this, but, you know, we're good. We're golden. You know, fast forward 45 minutes later, something goes wrong, and you forget about your cars not being smashed up out in the parking lot. You know, we forget. It's
Forget about the deer. I had a raccoon a couple years ago. About rolled my car. It was the Alero.
Were you trying to talk that way?
What did I do?
Hit that raccoon.
No.
About rolled my car.
No, I didn't.
Oh, just I still had to mention as a Canuck. That's what I said. If someone asks, I don't know. I suppose we are brothers. We know that enough. But if someone asked me, I would say you're half Canadian and half Clontarf.
I tell people all the time I'm half Clontarf. I didn't know any better.
Huh?
I tell people at work. I said I'm half Clontarf, so I didn't really know any better.
Could be. There's good things about that.
What is it, Mom? You were saying about us being brothers. Mom got you at the fire department. She picked you up there.
The fire department?
Yeah. Somebody else left you there, and she felt bad. She picked you up.
Well, that was unfortunate for her.
And me.
Huh?
And me.
For you?
Yeah.
What would you have done without me?
We'll never know.
Huh?
We'll never know.
I don't know if it would have been better or worse.
I think I wouldn't have been as driven as I currently am, but I also would have been more mentally stable.
Mentally stable. Oh, we got the ping pong ball around here in the holiday season. This is, again, we don't make light of these things. Well, we maybe do, but that's how that's a coping mechanism.
That's how we deal with it.
What did you just say a few minutes ago as we were walking down this direction you were visiting? How long is it? Again, not making light of it, but it was real.
I don't know. About what?
Panic attack.
Oh.
Again, not funny.
Yeah. How was it like?
Mention stability.
How many years is a panic attack supposed to last? And again, yes,
Seasons.
Not making light of it, obviously. No. But it is. It's kind of something that might resonate with quite a few people. Again, every now and then it is. It's okay to, not, hey, just get through the day or fight through the day. It's like, no, it's a day is really long. Sometimes you just gotta fight through the moments and the half hours even.
No, that's for sure. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. But what we're talking about tonight is
yawning again. Shh. Don't you ever shush me like that again.
Don't you shush me. It's the movie
Oh, Lord,
I
have
told you if we
mercy.
get through this.
My goodness, that was cauldron bubbling down there.
Cauldron. I think oh my god.
That messed up.
That's like a
My stomach just got sour just to listen to that sound. Oh yeah,
Sour
she's
stomach?
sour.
Hey, that's like a what's no, what do you call this? Band-aid. You know what a band-aid on a bullet hole is gonna be for me when we're out of here? In a few minutes, it's eating about 9-10 times that it's gonna fix for the absolute fury that's gonna come over me in the next 24 hours.
I think the way that sounded, I think you should go into your fridge and eat about half of that block of cheese you got, and hopefully it seals things up.
I'm already somewhat regretting and thinking about what I've ate in the last about 12 hours, and I'm not excited about it. But what did you say? You already said it. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, Charlie.
That's gonna pass.
Huh?
That's gonna pass.
Yeah, it's going to with some force. It's going to. I'm afraid, but what can you do? What can you do, Charlie? Does no good to complain about it.
Through the screen door without hitting the wire.
What I think of, there's a correlation in when you think of times of challenges, some leadership. Everyone deals with some tough stuff. When I think of dealing with some tough stuff on a professional realm, I mean, one, it's pretty easy to get in your own head and get overwhelmed when things aren't going right. So I think, again, you give me some crap. Done a little research on this in my day. Ultimately have to just lead on the things that work during times of normalcy, when things are going good, when things are, just leveled out. But you have to dig into them a little deeper. Have to get a little more intentional. So if things are a wreck on the work front, the last thing you might want to do is when you're shot, when you get home, is like hop on the treadmill, do a little of that work. You might want to do what I do. That's attack the cupboards and eat about 19 mini peanut butter cups, which I maybe did. That's another point. You were digging those too, by the way. You said you weren't.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
were.
a liar.
You stay out of those.
I wasn't in there. I was eating your honey bunches of oats because all my
Here's something.
Captain Crunch berries were gone.
Here's something. No, my crunch berries.
They're mine. I eat them when I'm here every time.
Yeah, I know. That's why they disappear so quickly.
Go back to Sam's Club and get me some more.
I have to start getting.
I don't eat them at home because you see what I do to them here. Think about what I do at my own house. Yeah, give me that for Christmas.
I can't remember. Oh, well, here's just a very quick note. The Reese's peanut butter cups, like the holiday editions that are in the foil, like the red and green foil.
And yellow or like tan.
Are those the ones that are normal, though?
Aren't they all normal?
Well, no, like if you buy a bag in the non-Christmas season. You know
Maybe.
that color? I think you're maybe right, though. It's red, green in that.
They're different.
Anyways, they taste like 5 times better.
The Christmas ones?
Oh, yeah.
That's only because it's around Christmas.
No, they're different. I really think so.
I'm ready to go to town. Speaking of that, you saying why I like this time of year, but I love every kind of Christmas cookie or any cookie in general, but those peanut butter cup ones that both Mom and Kathy make, won't put a hurting on those. Those are delightful.
Looks like you've been practicing.
Yeah. You got to prep yourself. I mean, you don't just go run a marathon without training.
Yeah, some people do.
That's true. Shout out to our cousin Brady and ourselves.
It doesn't go well. Not recommended.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get into the game with the cookie eating.
I think I can diagnose you with a couple of medical things just listening to you breathe so defiantly through these.
I've already been diagnosed with sleep apnea. What else do you think? Let's hear it.
No.
Hope it's something mean.
I don't really want to say it.
Say it.
Something's wrong. Huh?
What?
Well, you're breathing over there. It sounds like someone's sitting on your chest.
Feels like it.
Oh, I know.
Stop that.
Well, anyways,
So dumb.
here's the deal. So, what do they say? You can learn a lot from somebody when they're going through a rough patch and what they do, and
When the chips are down,
when the chips are down.
what I tell you, just like in volleyball, get on my back. I'll carry you.
In volleyball,
And in life,
you're one of the worst volleyball players I've ever seen.
probably the worst.
I don't think I'm much better than you, which makes
You're
me
not.
sad.
But at least you can be if you try. The harder I try, the worse it is.
It's not good.
No, it makes me angry.
You used to be.
I was never
done
no,
really
I
well.
was never good.
No, but you were at one point in time in your life. You were way too much of an athlete to do what you do now. It makes me sad.
How do you think it makes me feel?
Like Post Malone,
What's that?
huh?
What's that?
He's got a new song. He's got a line in there. I didn't think about it. You would know. I'm gonna think about you all the time. I can't remember. Whatever.
I think you're thinking of Toby Keith. I ain't as good as I once was.
If you're getting sick of it, imagine how I must feel.
Yeah. You just said,
Landmine. That's what that song is. You ever listen to Post Malone?
no,
He's got great songs.
not unless it pops up on my playlist or something. But no, I just think you get to choose how you deal with things to an extent. And obviously, if we're not talking about mountain-sized things, but just your day-to-day type items that you're maybe dealing with or fighting through, and I think it is. It just, you get to decide how you handle it. Are you going to be doing so in a positive manner, or are you going to be the whole woe is me and no one else has to deal with stuff like this, but I do, and I don't know how I'm going to do it kind of a thing. But I just think you just got to, put like a fake smile or a crazy smile on your face, but just realize that, you can handle it and you will handle it. And you just gotta keep fighting through it.
No, it doesn't, like you said, have to be obnoxious.
We can't have that fake. It can't be fake positivity or.
Someone
that
introduced
doesn't work
a
either.
term to me that I hadn't heard before that I've been grappling with in my little mind, which is toxic positivity, which I can kind of guess. I think that's kind of like I don't even want to say sarcastic type, but if someone's 100% over the top about stuff, which then I'm thinking it's like, do people think that am I a toxic positivity person? Which
I don't think they think that. They just think you're toxic.
Toxic?
I don't have the
Britney Spears?
great song.
Is that Britney Spears?
Yeah.
No,
Probably
but
2007.
if I had to err on one side, I guess I would choose that side than the other one because it's so easy. No science behind this here. Little Brennan science, which is a scary thing. There's a whole lot more negativity out there than positivity. And we've talked about this before. It seems like negativity is much louder and much boisterous than positivity. Know what I mean? And I think that's a problem because I think people that aren't. Are you okay over there? Mm-hmm. What's going on? You got like a gobstopper in your mouth? What the heck? A pack of lemon heads shaking over there.
Lemon heads, sure, but gobstoppers. No.
Jiminy. Charlie, this was a good thing I was saying. What was I saying? Until you were.
All I can think of is gobstoppers.
Huh? What was I saying?
Toxic positivity.
No, we were beyond that. Dang it.
I don't think it
You
was.
can't help me at all.
I was listening. It wasn't that good.
I don't think you were listening. You were too busy swallowing your tongue or something over there. What was that?
I'm not sure. I'll have to watch the replay later and see what
Oh
happened.
my gosh. Just give me a second to think about what I was saying. I felt like it was something that was worthwhile.
I got the Jeopardy music playing in my head right now.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I think I can see it in your eyes playing. Mm-hmm. More so the crocodile from Peter
I
Pan.
was literally thinking that as well.
Well,
Good thought.
was it?
I don't think so.
Well, that's unfortunate. Could have maybe learned something. Oh, I said something about Brennan science. What was it?
Yeah, but you never actually got.
Oh, I get it now. So I said, the negativity is louder and more boisterous, and I think that puts people that aren't grounded and don't have a strong base of self, or their cage is easily rattled, or they get super self-conscious really easily, because if someone's questioning what they're doing, or if someone's berating something they've done or a practice they've instituted, whatever it may be. Like I said, it's too bad, because if someone hears one voice, it's so easy to put in their mind on the spin cycle, oh, if this person is saying this, everybody must be feeling it, which I absolutely love. And I appreciate when people share those things with you when you're in positional leadership, because so oftentimes it's so easy to lose your sense of rationality. You know what I mean? Someone's saying this, oh, well, this person said this and whatever else. And, they're in their head. And, this person's saying this, everyone else is thinking and just throwing their hands up in the air. You know what I mean? The sky's falling, which you can redirect that, hopefully in an efficient manner, especially if it's rather fresh or whatever's happening. Because from an outside perspective, you can say, no, one, who said this to you? Who did you hear this from? Mm-hmm. Was it from a friend of a friend of a friend, from a guy at the coffee shop? And he said, she said, the validity of that is plummeting in the ground. But two, say, the person that said it to him directly, this person said it to me, whatever else. It's like, well, one, that person's crazy. I mean, no, they're actually crazy.
They say that about everything and
everyone.
everyone.
Know what I mean? So the fact that you are taking that information, and one, it's clearly made you upset. And, if you're questioning yourself as a professional or a human, whatever else, at this point, I don't want to say I feel bad that you're in that spot, but I'm actually upset that, this person, this situation is making you feel this way, because it's complete nonsense. Utter nonsense. Know what I mean? This means nothing. And no one likes when people say mean things or nasty things to you, but it's like, oh my God. And it's not the word that I'm looking for, because, my cage can get rattled too. And I told you a term that I don't know if, I'm sure it's already been coined, but you and me like talking about the yips. The yips that we used to have in the, the outfield, playing some softball or baseball. Mm-hmm. But, the leader yips, teacher yips, whoever it is, I think sometimes we're just so uber sensitive to things that outside folks say, wherever they lie in the stakeholdership, because it's so easy just to go in an absolute tailspin and start questioning everything you're doing, whatever else. Oh, someone that's been doing their job for 20 years immaculately, then it's like, oh, maybe I do. One person says something, maybe I do suck at this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. It's like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But it's not soft. I don't want to say soft, because that's...
No, that's not true.
And that's a negative word towards the folks that I'm talking about right now. But it's just like, gosh, I mean, I guess if you could, what is that song? If you could see what I could see, ultimately, you know what I mean? But I think that's such the case with, whether you're talking coworkers, if you're the boss, making sure you're telling people what you think of them, which, whether that's from improving things or on the other side, telling people when they're doing something good. And I think that goes all the way through with spouses, and your own kids. Because again, so many times we're hyper-focused, all the way back to what we talked about at the beginning about, when you get your head in the toilet and all you're worried about getting your head in the toilet, but, there's going to be another toilet to stick your head in just down the block. I mean, recognize the good that people are doing, because my goodness, there's plenty of people that are going to let you know how much you stink, how much you suck, how bad you are. But it's like, just, my gosh, so I guess if one had to err on one side, err on the side of being positive, because even if you are being too positive, if that's the thing, I guarantee you someone's going to pick up the slack in the other category for you
Oh yeah.
to even it out. So,
And I don't think, I mean, if you're being genuine, I really don't think it matters, because I feel like if anyone who thinks that your positivity is false, they're not going to like it in any capacity that you give. I
No.
mean, they're looking at things in a glass half empty
and I
kind of
can
way.
see, right, how someone could be, like I said, there's probably an obnoxious component to that or whatever else. But, I guess my thought is, in my experience, I always appreciate, like I said, if you're going to acknowledge or falsify, if, the ship's taking on water, that you're going to be, and we've talked about this, what's better? You're going to say, we're fine, whatever. But, silence is better than,
Panic.
oh boy, this is terrible.
It's
bad.
over.
It's all over. We're done. Yeah, you know what? Throw in the towel, hang it up. I guess my attitude and philosophy would be, smiling when, if you're getting kicked in the teeth, you give a big smile with 2 less teeth in your head. Less of them to kick out.
I might not be smiling if I get my teeth knocked out.
No, I don't think you would think that's very funny.
I don't think you would either.
Nor would I. It was a metaphor, Charlie.
I was just
No,
visualizing
but the
you with
people,
my teeth.
what I mean, get kicked in the teeth, you're usually not getting up and, taking pom-poms and doing a little dance, but you still stand up and, again, I think it's too bad, because there is a chunk of negative. There's always been negativity, out in the world. But I think, again, negative voices are the loudest, the boisterous, attract the most attention, unfortunately. And a lot of times it's usually not, those folks outcasting that are not the majority of people. But I think we get in our heads that, no, that's the majority. That's how everybody feels. It's like, no, it's not. And
the negativity gets weighed heavier, like you had said. I mean, you could get 10 comments and 9 of them being positive, and what one are you going to focus on after? You're going to focus on the negative one and wondering, why do they think this? Is it some, again, like you had mentioned before, do more than just this person think this? And whether it's true or not true, I mean, most of the time, if you have so many positive things that have happened and that are going on, it's hard to not focus on that negative. But again, it's just being a good leader, I feel like, you have to focus on those positive things too, and just make sure that you're sending that out back to the people.
Yeah, and it's not blind. No, I mean, that goes to family things too. It's not going to be, oh my gosh, paradise. You know what I mean? We're in such a good spot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you can at least remain positive while you're working on the other stuff. And my goodness, whether you're talking schools, business, whatever it may be, there's always something to improve upon. And again, it doesn't mean you can't be an absolute baller when it comes to driving and, being forced. But if you're not doing it with a smile and some positive people, especially if you're in a leadership position, if you're not picking up people around you and recognizing the work they're doing, helping them when they're in a rut of sorts. I mean, you can't just drive. You gotta, you can drive, but at least do it with a smile on your face. Recognize some of the other pieces, but that's a fine line. It's a fine line, but we've talked about this a lot too. Like I said, if you get an unexpected medical bill or whatever else in the mail, and you throw a fit about it and let it ruin your night or the next day or whatever else, you're not throwing a party every day that you don't get a medical bill in the mail.
Like you had mentioned before, though, too, it's one of those things where you're not necessarily, you don't ever, think every single day that you don't get a huge bill or something going on where you're like, oh, I'm so happy that I don't have to pay this or to do this today, kind of a thing. Or maybe you don't have a meeting that's going to be tough kind of a thing. You're not like, oh, I'm so thankful and grateful that I don't have to go to this meeting today, or have a meeting like this today. It's just kind of a nice laid back day. I mean, but it is, how do you attack it then when you do have those things? Are you going to get bent out of shape about it and let it ruin your day, and maybe the way, others days are going as well, especially maybe with your family, or are you just gonna say, hey, we can deal with this, it's not a big deal, and we're gonna move on from it.
Not worth it. As we talked about last week at some point or 2 weeks ago, if you look at the measures of regret in life, if you put everything in a box, which is easy to do sometimes when you're beyond it, like you said, if you got a bill or something else that stresses you out, are you going to regret at some point down the line throwing a fit about it, like you said, and disrupting the home life for one night, or being a baby about it? And if, you look back and say, no, I'm just not going to whine about this. It is what it is. You're not going to regret that choice. So do what you do.
And hopefully it's positive.
It's the holiday season, Charlie.
It is the season.
The most wonderful time of the year.
It is, and it's not just because of the cookies and the baked goods.
George Strait likes the cookies too, Charlie.
I sure do like those Christmas cookies.
What does he say? Can't remember what the name is in there. I thought you were going to finish with it. That would be funny. I can't think of what.
I haven't heard it on the radio yet this winter.
I think I heard that on the radio.
I heard it.
I heard that on the radio. Charlie, it's about that time. It's. I think this will be essentially our Christmas episode, I suppose.
I think it's shaping up to be.
Sure. Next, know what we can talk. We can talk some resolutions, even though we have some. Sometimes we talk gripes about resolutions, but we can talk that on our next episode as well.
I like it.
All right. Okay. We'll see you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.